Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Dawson, or the Carolama, and today I want to talk about a topic that I never thought I would have to talk about. I don't feel like I'm really entitled to talk about, but I'm going to because it is affecting the YouTube community. It's affecting people that I've watched and that I will continue to watch as long as they make content. And that, of course, is the topic of YouTube um, changing their almost their terms of service and all the demonetizing they've been doing lately on big channels such as Philip DeFranco, Boogie 1088, Luke is not sexy, and tons and tons and tons of other great YouTubers out there. And it could just be one or two videos out of a catalog of hundreds or even thousands, but it's still happening to everybody. I even thought it happened to me, which is kind of strange. On my channel, the channel that you're watching right now, I just realized there's a Cheez-It box behind me. I apologize. Um, on my channel right now, I upload toy reviews, mostly Funko. I do some haul videos, and one of my videos is me unboxing and reviewing a flocked Stitch Funko Pop, and all of a sudden I was looking through my feed because I just reached 4,100 something views. And I was kind of excited, so I started looking through at some of my videos that have grossed some views, and all of a sudden the Stitch video, the thumbnail was completely gone, and I lost it looked really strange. So I looked into it. Luckily, I didn't really see anything, but I honestly thought it happened to me, which was really strange because I'm the definition of a small channel. So if this is happening to me, imagine what's happening to a lot of these bigger channels that have, 10, 15, 100, a million, 45 million subscribers. What kind of videos are being demonetized and basically YouTube taking money away from them? What other videos are there? So basically what's happening right now, and this is totally um, what I've heard and what I've read. So if anything that I say is non-factual or you have a differing opinion, just remember this is my opinion and what I've heard. It's kind of word of mouth at this point because there's no real resolution from YouTube. There's no really big comments from YouTube besides some YouTubers getting emails and emailing with correspondence with YouTube. And basically, what's happening is YouTube is cracking down on some of their guidelines, and by some I mean a lot, and by a lot I mean almost all of them, because it almost comes down to the whole thing of YouTube is trying to become a sort of family-friendly website, almost like a Disney Channel or a like an ABC Mouse type website or PBS. You're trying to become family friendly, or like even have like a mode like Netflix where you have kids mode, where a lot of the more mature content is restricted. It seems like YouTube is trying to create that and forcing their creators unknowingly to that side of family friendly content. And that means, no cussing, no provocative, nothing provocative, no cleavage. There's no swimsuits. There's no, if you are, a bodybuilder and you're showing off your body, or if you're working out, some of those videos are being flagged. Um, or if you are just showing off like a haul video of you getting new bathing suits, male or female, some of those videos are being looked at. If you talk about topics such as, certain terrorist attacks or rape or murder or if you're talking about anxiety or depression, these videos are being looked at and demonetized and taken down. And just there's so many different things that are happening with YouTube, and that YouTube is cracking down on. And the thing is one thing I think YouTube forgot was their their company was built, their site was built, was made originally. The creators of YouTube, I wish I could remember their names, but the creators of YouTube, the three guys, what they wanted to do was create a website or create a place that they could share the Janet Jackson nip slip from the Super Bowl. More or less, they wanted to share, a wardrobe malfunction with the world, and that's what they originally created YouTube for. And so at that point, it's like the site was created with a freedom of speech, a freedom of sharing, a freedom of being yourself and being creative, new ideas, new concepts, and new discussions daily, hours and hours and hours of content uploaded a minute. That's what YouTube was and still is. It still has that heart to it, right? But YouTube is trying to make it this family friendly place that it doesn't need to be. There are plenty of YouTubers out there that are family friendly. And the jobs, or the people's whose jobs are to make sure their kids are watching, the content that they're supposed to, are their parents. It's not YouTube's fault. It's not YouTube's, it's not YouTube's um, uh, obligation to make sure everybody is happy all the time. Because no matter what, no matter, unless the site closes down tomorrow, not everybody on the site is going to be happy. And I feel like YouTube is losing touch with that right now. They're trying to make everybody happy when you just can't. And the things they're doing to kind of appeal to a pretty minute, small audience is disrupting and angering the larger majority of us here on YouTube. Because though I'm not a person who necessarily watches sex education videos, or person who watches suicide prevention videos, or rape prevention videos, or videos specifically talking about certain religions, or racism or something like that. Like, I don't seek out those videos. There are a few news channels out there, like Philip DeFranco, that cover it, and like SourceFed that cover those certain things. But I'm not seeking them out per se. But I'm not offended by those videos, because there's people out there who have really gone through the experience, or the horror of a rape or molestation or kidnapping, and they are trying to seek help and reinsurance and just comfort from others who have gone through it, or who have seen others go through it, and they're just trying to help, and they're trying to find somebody that they can relate to, and that they can get condolence from, for the situation they have gone through, whether it be present or past, because those things can happen at all ages. And for those videos to basically now, all these years later, 10, no, 11 years later now, 11 years later, for YouTube to decide that, or I mean, did YouTube come out in 2000? Did come out in 2006. So 10 years later, or I apologize, either 10 or 11 years ago that YouTube came out, that YouTube launched. For over a decade now, for them to all of a sudden decide, uh, we've made our billions, let's just try to fuck it up now. Like, this is working. This is working, guys. But why don't we just fuck everyone over, including ourselves? I think that'd be kind of fun, right? And that just doesn't seem logical. Like, YouTube is a business. YouTube is owned by, you know, quite possibly the largest company in the world, being Google. It's the most visited search engine. It's the most visited website. It's the most used website on a daily basis, and it has been for, you know, decades. Almost like 15 years. I'd probably say, like, very close to 15 years. Google has been the biggest site, and from a business aspect, a business, looking at it in a business way. And I'm not a businessman. I didn't go to school learning business. I'm just a guy sitting in front of a camera in his basement. But from a business aspect, this is such a wrong decision, because I just got done watching a video by quite possibly one of the nicest people on YouTube, and he goes by the name Boogie2988. And Boogie has been my favorite YouTuber for a very long time, because he is, he's the definition of underdog becoming the hero, or the savior, or he was the underdog in his story, but just in the last few years, with the support from his lovely wife and family and friends and us as his audience, has really risen like a phoenix. And he, at the end of his video, that I'll link in the description down below, and I'll also link Philip DeFranco's video down below, because those are the two videos that I've watched that I've really resonated with and agreed with the most. He said that there's nothing that YouTube can do that will make him stop creating videos for his audience, and that he will continue talking about the subjects that he's been talking about for all these years. And he said YouTube can demonetize all the videos, but before they do that, he'll just do it himself. He said, I'll demonetize all my videos first, so that you, directly at YouTube, he's saying this directly at YouTube, so you cannot get any of the money yourself. Because YouTube works when you have sponsorships. That all that money pretty much goes to you. So say I get a Loot Crate deal, and I have over 1 million subscribers. There's certain amounts of money that you can be paid for, or paid. There's a certain amount of money you can be paid per channel size, or per view count. They also do view count. So say you have 2 million subscribers like Boogie, and you average 1.5 or 1,500 or 150,000 views per video. I apologize. It's late at night. It's actually 5 o'clock in the morning. So you average 150,000 views per video, which is a good amount. You could be looking at $15,000. So here's $15,000. Say this to your audience in at least 2 videos that you put out a week, and then at least one ad read that involves you actually opening up the Loot Crate, and we'll pay you upfront this amount. Cool. That's completely different. That's between you and your sponsor. But there's also ad revenue that is generated through YouTube, that is generated through the AdSense. So I have the ability to throw up ads on my videos. I don't, because I don't get the necessary view count to be paid by YouTube. So YouTube pays per 1,000 views, or per whatever amount it is. Let's say it is per 1,000 views, you get paid a certain amount of money. So let's say per 1,000 views, I get paid $1. But in total, what's really generated is $1.30. So I get paid $1, YouTube gets paid 30 cents. And if I gain, 15,000 views per video, that's, that's eventually going to build up some money for YouTube, especially if I post every single day. I post every day and gain 15,000 views, or if I gain 100,000 views, or let's say I'm PewDiePie and I gain between 1 and 3 million views per video in a matter of hours, then YouTube is making a lot of money. I mean, it's ingenious. You are still coming out kind of on the winning end, but they're also racking up the money too, and they're doing nothing but, just taking the money right out of your pockets. I just realized my sleeve is all rolled up. So, when Boogie said that he's like before YouTube, demonetizes all his videos, he's going to just do it himself. I don't necessarily think he's going to do that. I don't think it's going to get to that point. I hope it doesn't. But Boogie's secure. Boogie is a secure guy. He has Patreon, and he also has his Twitch stream, and he also gets from sponsorships like Loot Crate. So he's financially secure for the moment. But let's say Loot Crate decides to drop out. They're sponsoring too many people. They need to drop somebody. Let's drop Boogie. And let's say Twitch, or let's say Boogie gets sick, because Boogie is a guy who gets sick. And let's say Boogie gets sick and he can't stream as much. That's a few $100 per month that gets dropped also from the amount he streams. I believe like 3 or 4 times a week. So let's say over a month he gains $300 through subscriptions and donations through Twitch. Well, that $300 is away. And let's say Patreon, he is not keeping up with whatever, or some people just drop out of donating on Patreon. Well, Boogie is back to a job. Like, his wife is still working, but his wife just kind of took a lot of time off to start working on videos with Boogie. That kind of puts him at a standstill, and that kind of has to put him back in the sense of the job hunter. And Boogie will say himself first, he is not at a healthy place in his life. He's not at a healthy position to go back to work. Boogie is a rare case, but there's also cases like Philip DeFranco, where he has built, plenty of companies and has invested and has saved and has great sponsors. He is fortunate enough to have his own clothing company, or whatever, by for human peoples, his clothing company, which he gets money from too. So he is stable. But there's also smaller channels that have 10, 15, 100,000 subscribers that don't gain as much revenue as some of the bigger channels do. So with this happening, this really makes YouTube the bully, because those smaller channels, some of your favorite people out there, whether it be artists, gamers, or people that talk about the news, vloggers, whatever they are, whatever you enjoy, musicians, whoever they are that you enjoy to watch, their jobs are at jeopardy right now, because the way the YouTube algorithm works right now is it's searching for all these little key terms, and it's going through the same, the way I understand it is the same algorithm or the same program they use to look for copyrighted music within videos. They're using it to search for key terms, whether it be through the YouTube closed captioning, where they can go through and kind of skim through and see what you said during it, or just by going through your audio and kind of figuring out what you're saying. Then, I mean, if you drop the F-bomb, or even throughout this video, I'm not directly talking about rape or kidnapping or murder or suicide, but because I just said all those key terms, I'm in trouble now. That's fucked up. Because there are so many videos out there that are not, you know, there for bullying. One of the main people out there right now that are really in jeopardy are the bullying channels, the channels that are specifically there to bully people, like Drama Alert, or like Leafy is Here, or even Scarce, where they're kind of all fighting and bullying each other and reporting on news that really isn't news. Or even with Leafy is Here, his sole purpose for his channel is to find people and degrade them and make them feel like shit. And then he sends his audience to this person's channel and then to harass them. That's his sole thing on his channel. I have made a video on my channel here. I believe it's called My Anxiety Story. I'll actually look it up while I am talking about it. But it's basically a video just cataloging the small details I want to share with you guys about my my battle and my continuing battle with anxiety and depression. And I made that video for not only myself, but for anybody out there who is also struggling with the things that I went through and I'm still going through, to know that they're not alone and that there are more people out there that are like them and that are going through the same thing. It's called Anxiety Story. That's what the video is called. I'll also link that in the description down below if you want to go check that out. But videos like that are getting flagged for having certain key terms like suicide, which, you know, I personally went through. I went through the day-to-day thoughts and the constant agonizing degrading of myself and how I felt worthless for months and for years. I went through this, and I would lie to you guys if I didn't think and try to take my own life. And because I am, telling you guys my story, that automatically gives YouTube the right to say, no, we thought this was going to be a Disney toy unboxing, but actually, you're talking about suicide and how, and you're trying to tell people not to, that they're worth something and that they are that life is worth living and it does get better. That's a no. Don't try to help people. You should go unbox some more toys. That'll be better. That's what they're trying to tell us to do. And sure, I am an unboxing channel. That's what I do. That's what I enjoy to do. On my second channel, I play video games, and I, shiny hunt for Pokemon, as I'm shiny hunting for Pokemon right now. That's what I do with my channels. And I also have a third channel with my best friend Justin, where I review movies and do vlogs and podcasts and challenge videos, and that's a lot of fun. But those are all harmless. They're all harmless videos. Toy unboxing, Pokemon, and movie reviews, all three harmless things. But because I dropped the F-bomb in the video, all of a sudden I am in trouble. And that's what's happening with YouTube right now, and it's scaring a lot of people. And for good reason, because for a lot of people, they have quit their jobs, they have put a lot of money on the line, They have families, they have themselves, they have bills to pay, they have student loans, they have so many things to pay for. And it really all comes down to money. It doesn't come down, like, though it comes down on the creative aspect of YouTube, that's always been there, it really does come down to money, right? Because without YouTube, or without YouTube, there are hundreds of thousands of people that are out of a job and out of a paycheck. And that's terrifying. Like, I completely understand, because I imagine this. Imagine you are stocking cans at your local grocery store. And let's say that you are being taught to, the way that you're supposed to stack cans at a grocery store is as followed: all in an orderly line. Sure, I apologize for my pronunciation on that word. And make sure all the labels are front and center, so when someone walks by, they can automatically see the merchandise. Because the company like Campbell's, or like or just like other name brand companies that are in store brands, they're paying for a slot on that shelf. So make sure their label is shown, because if you don't show the label, then we're going to take money away from you. If you don't do your job exactly correct, and if you because there's not 30,000 other stores out there that are also are carrying the soup, that because you don't have that soup can and the label that on that soup can completely 100% centered, that you're going to be out of a job. There are the way I'm trying to explain this is, and that's kind of a bad metaphor, I apologize, but let me try to explain my metaphor. I and you are the stocker. We stock cans all day long, and we've done them for a very long time. We're getting in a rhythm, and they're all good and fancy and nice and presentable, and people are buying your cans. And one day, you're having kind of a rough day. It could be due to anxiety. It could be just mad. It could be sick. And you take a can and you spin it, and it just so happens that one can falls down and dents. You still put it back on the shelf. There's a dent in that can. You cut through a box, and you cut one of the labels, but you still shelf it up. There's a bunch of these damaged cans in there, and then somebody comes by and takes all the damaged cans, and basically calls your boss on you and says, this can is damaged, this can has a rip in it, and this can, and what was my other example? It wasn't showing the label. Fuck, I'm terrible explaining it. I hope that somebody out there gets what I'm trying to say. And what I correlate that to is, I'm the stock boy, stocking the cans, stocking the videos, and one time I might mess up and drop the F-bomb, or I might talk about a topic that not everybody likes. And if somebody gets mad at it or offended by it, or YouTube decides that they're going to send out a random computer algorithm that has no, no sense of judgment, or no sense of remorse, or no sense of anything, like it has no feelings. It's just a program. There's no feeling to it, just to pick out these terms, that we're the ones in trouble because we had a bad day, or we talked about a topic that's not for everybody and not what YouTube wants. Basically, what I'm trying to say. I tried to stick it in a metaphor that I don't think worked as well, but I hope somebody out there got the metaphor I was trying to lay out there. But it just, is YouTube in trouble? At this point, the company YouTube is safe. But when it comes to the creators, I think that the creators and the consumers are in trouble. I really do. And it might not be immediate. It might really start, it might really crash in a few months or in a year. But I can see the beginning of a downfall of YouTube, and I really, really, really hope that YouTube opens their eyes and realizes that just because there are a small, minute audience out there that, is triggered or offended by certain content, that there's also a larger audience out there that loves and supports and agrees to disagree with the content that is posted. Hey, baby. And I'm sorry for that. And I hope that YouTube sees that, because they are sitting on a constant pile of money that's going to be coming to them for years to come for pretty much doing nothing. Like, they're sitting on the jackpot right now, and I feel like they're making a huge business mistake. And honestly, my whole goal one day is to, turn this hobby into a career and into an actual job, because that to me is like, it is the goal. It is the 100% goal, because I love opening up toys. I love playing Pokemon. I love watching movies, and I would do that all for free in a heartbeat. But I would also love that one day my hobby could turn into my career and could be turned into my paycheck, because I might love to sing, I might love to draw, I might love to, I apologize, I might love to do a lot of things, animate, and I will do all those things for free, and I've probably done them for years. But one day someone signs a record deal with me, or somebody signs a deal for me to do some concept art or to do some digital design work, and maybe one day, DreamWorks or Pixar will pick me up to be an animator. All that stuff will be so great, but YouTube, right? Fuck, it's so hard to explain without getting irrational and emotional and angry. But YouTube is fucking up a gold mine here, an opportunity that could last for years and years to come, with something so idiotic and so unnecessary and uncalled for, and they haven't given a fucking reason yet. There's no reason so far that YouTube has given out that makes total sense, and I don't know if there ever will be. I'm just going to leave you guys off, because it's already been 33 minutes and I've already rambled way too much. But if anybody from YouTube is watching, or if anybody anywhere is watching this video right now, fuck, I apologize. Don't take what you have for granted right now. Especially you consumers out there, especially the audiences out there. Don't take YouTube right now as a luxury or as just a normal everyday part of your life, because tomorrow it could be ripped out from right underneath you. And for the content creators out there, just know that we all love you and support you, and no matter what happens, we're there for you. And for the people over at YouTube that have the good intentions for the creators and the audience, then good for you. But the ones out there that are making these terrible business decisions, well, go fuck yourself, because you're ruining such a revolutionary form of media and content. And for so many years, YouTube was looked at as just a place to share funny videos and cat videos and, you know, oh, Charlie bit my finger. And finally, in the last 2 to 3 years, YouTube is finally being looked at as an actual media platform, just like ABC or HBO or any of those other large networks. Just like it's being looked at as TV now. And you're ruining the thing that you have built up for the past 10 years with some stupid decisions and idiotic changes to your terms of service, and just, God fucking damn it, YouTube, stop. Alright guys, I'm sorry that the end of the video kind of took a turn for not the worst, but kind of, you know, I had to say something, because, you know, I am the definition of a small channel, like I said, but one day I hope to be up there with the people that I've looked up to for so many years, and I would love to work with them and be at the same level as them, and to just, you know, I would love one day to make this my job, but it's becoming, the light is becoming dimmer and dimmer by the day, and that sucks. So anyway guys, that's pretty much it for this video. I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you guys understand and at least agree with one thing I said throughout this almost 40-minute video. If you want to be cool, then make sure to drop a like. But if you want to be awesome, then make sure to subscribe. And thanks for you guys. I'll hopefully see you later. Peace.